G-O G-O-D. Yo, what's up with my boxing fans out there? I know we all been waiting for over 10 years for a new boxing game. And the last boxing game that we had was Fight Night Champion, which was a good game. But today, I want to talk about the new boxing game, Undisputed. Not only does it have an up-to-date roster with fighters like Terrence Crawford, Tyson Fury, and Ryan Garcia, it also has classic fighters like Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Roy Jones Jr. I'll talk about my dislikes first because I feel like it's shorter than the things that I actually like about the game. I have very little dislikes about the game. Recently, the developers of Undisputed released career mode and created character. I couldn't wait to use both new features of the game. I felt the character customization was lacking a little bit. Not a large selection of things like hair and eyebrows and stuff like that. I don't really like having to morph the head and do things like that on my own. I also prefer to go through a selection of things. Basically what I'm saying is them to have a list of different eyes, a list of different head shapes and stuff like that rather than me do it myself. I think that it should be optional. The customization part, it felt a little lacking, but as far as your character, like making your fighter and the type of fighter you want to make them, I felt they did a very good job on that. You get to choose the different styles of defense, like the cross defense or traditional guard in front of you or even the Philly Shield. So I thought that was really cool. You get to pick a punching style. They got pickaboo, they got the traditional, they got the 1940s, the 50s. So all of that is very cool. I think that is very detailed on the type of fighter that you can make your fighter, and I love that aspect of it. I just want to be able to stand out as far as my look. I want to be able to pick from different hairstyles, be able to pick braids, dreads, different things, which I'm pretty sure they'll put in the game about time it reaches consoles. But so far, career mode has been a blast. They made me go through a lot of things in order to actually earn my place in the career mode. I think that Fight Night Champion is a very arcadey game. When you play this, you realize how arcadey Fight Night Champion is. So playing this game is more of a real boxing simulation. I'll start off with that. Career mode doesn't start off as easy as a Fight Night Champion where you might knock guys out, the first 15 fights you might just be knocking people out. Well, it doesn't work like that on Undisputed. They actually make you work for it. On top of making you work for it, knocking people out is actually an art to it, and it's an art that you have to learn. In my career, I went about 37-0 with only 3 knockouts. So it lets you know that it's not easy to just knock opponents out. Any one of these opponents can hurt you. They can do something that you haven't figured out how to do yet, and it's very challenging getting through the career mode, which I loved about the game. Not only was it challenging opponents, but earning a belt felt very satisfying because I felt I had to earn it. I had to work for it. They put you through a lot of fights, a lot of different promoters and managers and negotiating contracts, and you understand and learn a little bit more about boxing, which I really appreciate about the game. I think it helps people understand the business of boxing and maybe why certain fighters don't take certain fights. So I love that aspect of the game. Very detailed. I also love the fact that you have to make weight for the fight. Not only do you have to make weight, you have to be in fighting shape. So sometimes there can be challenges on making weight because there's a way that you have to strategically work out and recover yourself. You got to make sure you have enough fight weeks booked in order to make the weight and be in fight shape. Certain exercises help you lose the weight and certain exercises help you actually be in fight shape, so you have to be strategic when picking the exercises. On top of that, if you don't make weight, then you'll end up, let's say that you're 80 overall, you will end up at 72, which I feel is fair, and it makes the game feel real. The realism of the game, I love it. People can put rematch clauses in the contract. You can debate and counter offer. You can send a counter offer on how much money you want in your purse split. It's beautifully crafted. I think that aspect of the game is very fun. I like the in-game stuff when you're fighting and then you go to the corner, your coach is giving you real advice. You know, if it's one thing that I would critique, I love that when you go to the corner, your coach is giving you real advice, things that are actually necessary to what's going on in the ring, and I got to give him a lot of credit on that. One thing I would critique, I always love me a corner game because I think it makes sense to regenerate my health and my stamina if I do well in the corner game. Make it challenging enough to where I can't mess up too bad, but it's also challenging to be able to recover the way that you would want to. I think that'll be a dope aspect to throw in there, and I hope they do. I really hope about time the console version releases that they have longer entrances. I would like to see the fighters enter the ring and actually be able to pick more American songs, maybe some hip hop, throw that inside of there. I don't mind the music that's on there. I just will definitely think it'll be great to have a larger selection. I'm pretty sure there are going to be more fighters on the game about time it releases. The game is beautiful. I have very little complaints about it. I thought the punching was a little funny at first, but I realized that it's very combination based. They don't want you just spamming one punch, which I actually appreciate about the game now. And the fact that it doesn't let you spam one punch, it makes the game actually a lot more competitive. It makes it, less of a chance for somebody to be able to cheat against you or do anything that makes the game less fun. Overall, I believe if you're a boxing fan, then you would definitely enjoy this game. It is very enjoyable. It's very fun. I went through a long career to finally gain the Undisputed, become Undisputed, and get the belts that I was competing for. One thing I really appreciated about the game is the journey that it takes you through to become Undisputed. That aspect of it is very fun. You fight a bunch of nobody fighters, and finally you get to fight somebody like Josh Taylor or Ryan Garcia, and then the payoff is very satisfying. When you earn belts, it's satisfying, even national belts, continental belts. And then when you get the world title, it's like the most satisfying thing ever because you're fighting some great fighter like Terrence Crawford or, for some reason, Amir Khan was a champion on my game, but Sugar Ray Robinson even had 3 belts on the game. So, it's an amazing game. I definitely suggest it to any boxing fans. Don't play it like Fight Night because it's a lot more realistic. You can't spam the block button because you have to block your body and your upper body with 2 different buttons, which I think is always better. I don't like people being able to spam the block button over and over. I thought that was a mistake that Fight Night champion made versus Fight Night round 4, where you had to press 2 different buttons. And it makes it more challenging. You can parry shots. You can duck and dodge them. You can counter punch. Counter punching is very effective in this game. I think that it'll also be really fun and immersive if the game added a system where the fans can call you a duck, or they can call to your opponent that you tried to call out a duck. Let's say you negotiate a contract and it goes bad, and then you go and check the media blog and it shows that fans are calling you a duck on, let's say, some made up Twitter. I think it'll be very fun, immersive, and realistic if they put that into the game. I also be dropping a more detailed review, a more detailed breakdown of the game, and also some comparisons to Fight Night and other boxing games that came before it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy watching the channel. We also got punch counts and other boxing content. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and join the family. I'm out, y'all.